Welcome to GESARA for Dummies. It is the 28th of March 2025. Let's look at today's news from Professor William Liebenberg. Please like, share and subscribe. Join our Telegram group in the comments below. Also, see in comments attached links. Thank you. Let's go. The GESARA law. HIV crisis looms as aid slashed, study finds. Trump's cuts and UK Prime Minister Starmer's drop in overseas spending from 0.5% to 0.3% of GNI could unravel decades of HIV progress, with experts warning of 10.8 million new infections and 2.9 million deaths by 2030 in middle-income nations. South Africa is often referred to as the AIDS capital of the world due to having the largest number of people living with HIV, with an estimated 8.45 million people living with HIV in 2022 already, representing 13.9% of the population, and this was with US aid. The US recently stopped all aid to South Africa due to the Communist ANC's horrific policies. Reading between the lines. Is there a silent killer in South Africa that is going to wipe 14+% of the population out? Now that US aid is stopped, it will exponentially increase as it has already reached critical levels. The world's largest HIV epidemic in crisis. HIV in South Africa. In some communities of KwaZulu-Natal province, South Africa, 60% of women have HIV. Julius. Nearly 4,500 South Africans are newly infected every week. 1/3 are adolescent girls, young women, AGYW, aged 15 to 24. A generation to be wiped out. These are staggering figures, by any stretch of the imagination. Yet, the HIV epidemic is not being treated like a crisis. In February, we traveled to South Africa to understand what is happening in these areas. With hyper-endemic HIV epidemics, where prevalence rates exceed 15% among adults, we were alarmed by the complacency of the rate of new infections at all levels and the absence of emergency response, especially for young people. The silent killer is going to wipe millions out, as this trend is now unstoppable. South Africa's government wants to give black businesses 55 million rand every day for 5 years. The new 100 billion rand transformation fund aims to help black people to meaningfully participate in the economy. However, many fear it will become a feeding trough for corrupt politicians. On the 19th of March 2025, Minister of Trade, Industry, and Competition Parks Tau published the draft Transformation Fund concept document for public comment. The fund aims to aggregate enterprise and supplier development, ESD, funds to support the participation of black-owned enterprises in the economy. What they do not tell you is that 90% of the tax collected is paid by 3% of the workforce, mainly by whites, browns, and Indians. Thus, tax them to death so that they naturally leave South Africa in the hope of surviving. On top of that, South Africa's Black Economic Empowerment, B, laws now call for 75% water rights for blacks, severely straining the Afrikaners. South Africa is being destroyed by the far left, communists and left-wing parties. President Trump gives them time to expose themselves whilst he pushes them under the global spotlight. These parties include the ANC, EF, SACP, and the spineless, pro-globalist left-wing Liberal DA party. The DA, Democratic Alliance, leader, John Steenhuisen, is the current Minister of Agriculture, Land Reform, and Rural Development in South Africa. appointed by President Cyril Ramaphosa on July 1, 2024. What can go wrong? South African court says EFF leader Julius Malema's Kill the Boer chant is not hate speech. Afrikaans civil rights lobby group AfriForum's appeal was dismissed. Listen to what America Colonel Chris Wyatt has to say about this. Malema celebrates. I want all of you combined with your white supremacists. We will still show you flames. Try me, boys. And there you have it from the President of South Africa's mouth this week in his statement concerning Kill the Boer song. You must build a nation without those who say they want to kill you. But you must not tell anyone abroad about it. You cannot go and complain in America or abroad is the message he stated, paraphrased. Going back to court may be too late. White Afrikaner people are in direct danger, with many people believing now that they are waiting for instructions to kill white people. Arm up. Join local neighborhood groups and security groups. White people cannot depend on the South African government. The great ANC lie perpetuated by Ramaphosa, Lamola and Mbalula, each one a racist. The 142 oppressive laws that discriminate against whites and Ramaphosa's lack of enforcing the SA Constitution and Bill of Rights Chapter 2, Section 7 to 39 are clear for all to see. Lights, camera, action. Eyes on. President Trump as overwhelming evidence is being piled up against the South African government. The alliance, Trump and Putin will work together and cut them down, whilst the HIV, silent assassin will, in the meantime, work from the inside doing its natural discourse as the government does not care for the neglected poor masses.